Now, 2 weeks ago, I made a comparison video between my 2024 320i M Sport versus the new 2025 320i M Sport. And many of you guys aren't actually aware that they actually released the facelifted version of the M Sport earlier this year, which I've already covered in that video. As for today's video, I'll be covering this car right here, the one you guys have been waiting for, which is the brand new 2025 320i Sport. Yes, which this one just released on June, which is just a few months ago. And to be able to take this car, right, I can't thank BMW Malaysia and Auto Bavaria enough for allowing me to take this car, because this car is still brand new and this is the only unit available at Auto Bavaria. So, you know, to have this car right here is definitely a delight. So I made a special request and they actually made it happen. So for today's video, I'm going to show you guys the comparison between the 320i Sport versus the 320i M Sport and what are the differences, and is it really worth it to upgrade for this with all the extra features which I'll talk about later without the M Sport kit. So there's only one way to find out. Let's go. Now, one of the reasons why did I went for this car, right, is because at the time when I first launched the pre-LCI G20, I wasn't really a fan of it, especially the 320i, because at the time, the differences between the 320 versus the 330, right, is major. There's a lot of differences. The exterior styling, the interior, the wheels, all right? And then in 2023, when I launched the LCI, which is this, the facelifted model, and then when I found out that they're actually the same exterior-wise, meaning the 320 and the 330 both comes with the M Sport body kit, the interior, so it's the same. I was super happy, and that ultimately led me to the purchase of this car because I just love how it looks and I feel it's value for money. All right, and then fast forward to 2025 June, they actually released this. So they brought back the Sport version, just like the pre-LCI Sport version. So yep, now you have this right here. So this is really new. It's only like 1 to 2 months old. Delivery just started last month, and you can immediately tell the differences between these two cars, right? So this one comes with all the M Sport body kit. This one doesn't come. So if you go up close, you notice this one, the grille surrounds is actually finished in this chrome to give it more of an elegant look. Previously, you can see it's all blacked out. It's very sporty looking. This one now gives you more of a elegant feel. So if you look at the bumper, you have these crease lines, which isn't that bad actually, because this one, it's more of a smiley face, all right? This one is more of an angular face. You got the gapping mouth, you have this L-shaped style, whereas this one, you loses all of that. It doesn't have the aggressive styling anymore, but it's actually, in a way, it's actually quite nice. You have all the body colored curvatures around. You still have the air curtains, which feeds air towards the side. But what's new on this car is, if you go up close, take a look at that. You now have a camera here. Yes, this car now has 360 camera on the entry-level 320i, which is definitely a good thing. Not only that, if you look closely down here, yes, you now have the adaptive cruise control with stop and go function as well. Back then, when this car launched, everyone complained like, wow, you're paying so much, but you don't get 360 camera, you don't get the ACC, but now you actually have it. But obviously, this one doesn't have the M Sport body kit. Okay, as you head towards the side, my car is a little bit dirty now due to the renovation. So mine comes with the M Sport wheels and it's a staggered setup. All right, so the back is wider than the front. But if you look at the Sport version, it now uses this wheel. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but this wheel is at the exact same wheels as the pre-LCI Sport version. Okay, so you can see you have the diamond cut with the inner part being gloss black. Okay, so this one also uses the Hancock tire, run flats, whereas mine uses the Michelin. So this one, all four, it's the same setup. Okay, and then you go towards the side mirror, right? You have camera here as well. You can see mine doesn't have, because no 360 camera. And we head towards the back. All right, so you look at the bumper. So mine has the M Sport body kit. You got a dual exhaust tips with this black color piece diffuser, whereas this one you can see you now have the full body colored rear diffuser, the rear bumper. I mean, you no longer have the diffuser, but you can see it's actually quite elegant. You have all the crease lines around. And I forgot to mention that if you look at the window trim surrounds, this one is all finished in chrome, whereas mine is all blacked out. Okay, so which one would you prefer? I actually still prefer this car, not to be biased, but a lot of people I think will appreciate this car because it's a very elegant spec. Now here comes the interesting part. This car, right, even though it doesn't have the M Sport kit, it has something that is really cool that back then when I ordered this car, right, only the M340i has it, which costs around 375,000 to actually have that, okay? But now you can actually have it on this car. That is powered tailgate. Yes, you press, it opens up. So the entry level now comes with powered tailgate, guys. So mine didn't have it, okay? So now you get it, which is really, really good, all right? So you have all the convenient features, okay? All the, you know, for daily driving. You also have the comfort suspension now, as opposed to mine, which is much stiffer, which I'll explain later when you go out for a drive. But this color also looks quite good. So this color is called Skyscraper Grey, not to be confused with Broken Grey. So Broken Grey is more of a darker, flat tone color. So this one is a dark greyish silver color. Yeah, so that's the exterior design. But what's crazier is later when I enter the car, I'm going to show you the differences because it's literally day and night. Let's go. Okay, now let me show you the interior of the new 320i Sport. When you open up the door, you're immediately greeted by this new steering wheel design. So it's a 2-spoke steering wheel design. It's basically floating underneath, and you have the flat top and flat bottom. Now, one thing I really appreciate about flat bottom steering wheel, right, is because my car, it has the round steering wheel. Whenever you enter, your knee actually hits against this. But for this, it actually solves that problem, and it also looks really cool as well. All right, not only that, if you look at the seats also has been changed. You can see you now have this perforation here, and this is a new kind of leather. It's synthetic leather, because back on my car it's a Venacia leather, which is a real leather. But this one also, it's much more comfortable. I've actually sat in it. It's very soft, it's very plush as compared to mine, which is a little bit stiffer. In even all this as well, you can see the grain, right, as the texture of it has been changed just a little bit. All right, you wouldn't notice if you don't own the G20. Okay, now as you take a sit inside, just sit inside. So this is a brand new car. You got a new car smell. Let me just start the car for the moment because it's really hot. All right, so now once the car is on, right, so you still get the same screen here, okay? And then here you got the new infotainment screen, which is the BMW operating system 8.5. all right? And then you note one thing you also notice, if you look at this, you no longer have the aluminum rompicker design. All right, so there's the silver aluminum piece with all the lines, the graphic. So now it's pretty simple. You now have this matte black, or they call it the matte dark gray finish. Even here on the center console, if you look, these are all finished in this dark gray. You don't have the rompicker design anymore. But what you get is, you can see they've actually added a 360 camera. So you press on this, all right, so you can see, I think you have to close the door first for it to work. Let me just close the door. All right, so once you close the door, let me press again. Okay, so now you can see this is the 360 camera. So you can see, you're gonna see from the side, you're gonna see from the right, you're gonna see from the back. You got the parking, you got the 3D view as well. So here you can see, right? You can't actually move it, is it? Or you can't? Oh yeah, you can. So you can see, that's how you actually move it. All right, you also have a car wash mode, which I don't get. But yeah, it's cool that they have it right there, which is now, you know, a lot of people always ask about 360 cameras, but now they finally have them, which is a good thing. All right, so you press on home, you press on AC vent, so you got a new design, which I already explained on the previous video on the 2025 updated model. Okay, you still have this new geometric air vent design with the ambient lighting here, so the air actually comes out from here, and also here and here as well. So this one gives it a very clean look because you can't actually see the fin inside. You have a new joystick toggle to move the direction of the air vent itself, and everything else is pretty much the same. Or another thing different is, if you look at here, so this one now is actually finished in this lighter color. Yeah, the whole roof line, you can see everything is all finished in this light color, so it gives it a more, lets you know that you're in a comfortable spec G20, because previously on mine the M Sport is all finished in black as well. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it about the interior. So now let's take this car out for a drive. Alright guys, you now join me driving the new 320i Sport, and immediately you can feel the difference, the suspension on this car, because it uses the comfort suspension, right? It's so much more comfortable and compliant. You go through bumps, you still feel it, but it's not as bad as my car, alright? And I remember I said in the previous video that when I tested the updated model of the 2025 model, the M Sport one, is so much nicer to drive because it has a retuned suspension. So this one now uses a totally new suspension. It's the comfort suspension for the Sport variant, and yes, it's so nice to drive now. All right, and one thing I like about this car, right, is that with the newer steering wheel design, when you're driving, right, somehow it just makes you feel like you're driving a totally different car, because most of the time when you're holding on the steering wheel, right, it just, because you're always constantly looking at the steering wheel, so it just feels different when you touch on it, when you're rotating the steering wheel. Yeah, it just feels different. And this car now comes with, like I said, the things like 360 camera. You get a nice view of the surrounding of your car. You also get adaptive cruise control with stop and go function, meaning, let's say if you're stuck in a traffic jam, you can just activate and it automatically goes when the car moves, and then it slows down for you and stops when the car in front stops. Yeah, it's this kind of feature that, you know, a lot of people say BMW 3 Series should have it, because, you know, you're paying almost 300,000 ringgit, but if it doesn't come with that, right, then, you know, what's the point? Like nowadays, Myvi also have that feature. So it's nice that they finally added into this new car. Alright, and also the powered tailgate. Back then, if you want powered tailgate, you know, you can only get it on the M340i, which costs 375,000, which is very expensive. Now on the base variant, you can already get it. And another thing I noticed, right, is when I use the GPS, right, the built-in GPS on this car itself, the front actually shows you the GPS, which is okay, which is normal. But because this car has a camera, right, when let's say you're driving and suddenly it tells you you're supposed to turn left or right, it actually shows you the camera of what's displaying in front. Like, it's really cool. I didn't expect that. Okay, so when you're driving, basically in the instrumental cluster, it shows you the camera view, and then let's say if you're supposed to turn right, it gives you a 3-dimensional view. Yeah, it's really cool. Alright, I wish my car actually had that. But yeah, it's the more time you spend with this car, the more things you actually find out. For example, like let's say this top part here, the roof liner is all finished in this lighter color, whereas mine is finished in black in color. The seats also, it's different. Alright, mine's the Vanessa, the genuine leather, whereas this one is the synthetic leather. But this car, the seats, right, actually feels much more comfortable. Mine's is a little bit hard on the harder end. This one is actually quite soft. Alright, so yeah, so here comes the question: should you actually buy this car, or should you actually buy the M Sport variant? Well, it actually really depends, because for like me, right, I'm a person who like to drive fast, and also, you know, I like the sporty feel, so I don't mind actually sacrificing comfort for all those kind of things. But let's face it, in reality, most of the people who get this kind of cars, they just want to get from point A to point B comfortably. Alright, so this is literally the car, the ideal car for it. It's the 3 Series. It's no longer uncomfortable to drive, it's not stiff as before. Alright, but you still get the classic look. I know some people may not like the design on this newer one, but over time, when you spend more time with it, right, it's actually not too bad. It's kind of elegant. Yes, you no longer have all those contrast black color elements on the front bumper, on the rear bumper. Alright, but this classy spec actually works. Yeah, it starts to grow on you over time, and especially in this car, in this color, the skyscraper grey. Now, in terms of the price for this car costs 292,000 inclusive of the 5 years warranty, service, maintenance. So previously, the M Sport one cost 299,000, which is 7,000 more. So this car, you pay 7,000 less, but you get all these updated features and technology. But yes, you lose the M Sport body kit and all, but I think it's actually a good bargain. It's good value for money. You're still getting a 3 Series, which is pretty classy if you ask me. And also, I would like to take this moment to thank Auto Bavaria, because, you know, this is the car they actually arranged for me to drive, because it's actually hard for them to loan this car out, because it's the only unit available in Auto Bavaria, because this car is still new. The 320i Sport, right, you don't really see a lot on the road, because it just started delivering to customers last month, because the car launched in end of June. So yeah, it's effectively brand new. So being able to drive this car and share the content with you guys, right, I'm really grateful. So now you at least know the differences between the Sport and also the M Sport, so you can choose which one whether you want to buy this one for a more affordable price, but you get more things. Alright, so yeah, it's definitely value for money. And I like how when I collected the car, they actually put a bow on top as if I'm collecting a new car myself. Yeah, you know that feeling. Yeah, and then they put it at the lounge delivery bay area. Yeah, the atmosphere, the ambience there just feels so nice. And also huge thanks to Megan for arranging me, for passing me the keys to this car as well. Yeah, I'm really grateful. And that's about it, guys. So my review of the new 2025 BMW G20 3 Series 320i Sport. I hope I've covered everything you need to know about this car, and also the comparison between the differences between the M Sport versus the Sport. Now here comes the main question. Would you go for the M Sport design with all the more sporty, aggressive looking, but you lose all the newest tech and features? Or would you go for this, a much more elegant spec for a much affordable price? It's cheaper and has all the latest technology and features? Comments down below, because I'm genuinely curious which one would you actually go for. For me, I would think people who like sporty driving, sporty looks, this would definitely be it. But if you're someone who just want to go from point A to point B comfortably, but also in style, you're still driving a 3 Series, then this car would definitely suit you better. So as always, if you guys really enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe, because it'll be really helpful, and I really appreciate every likes and subscribes you guys do to my channel. So as always, I shall catch you guys next time. Ciao!